Namaste and Siddhi Pranam. Welcome to your today's session, which is Yoga Nidra for different stages of pregnancy. So, Yoga Nidra is a very powerful practice of guided relaxation that holds immense potential to benefit the pregnant mothers. And during this transformative journey of motherhood, Yoga Nidra can act as a very potential proficient tool. So the Yoga Nidra is actually rooted in the ancient yogic tradition, and this can allow the mothers to enter into the state of deep rest and heightened awareness and foster physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And throughout the pregnancy, mothers undergoes profound physical and hormonal changes, which can often lead to discomfort, stress, and anxiety. And hence, the practice of Yoga Nidra can offer a safe, gentle approach for addressing these challenges. And by entering a state of consciousness of deep relaxation, mothers can release tension, reduce their cortisol levels, and enhance their overall sense of calm and balance. And beyond the personal benefit, Yoga Nidra during the pregnancy can also facilitate a very deeper connection between mom and the baby. And it can also provide an opportunity to communicate, bond, and nurture the baby on a profound level. And it can lay a very harmonious foundation of a loving and beautiful connected relationship even prior to the birth in between mom and the baby. So Yoga Nidra can be tailored to support the mother at different stages of pregnancy, and Yoga Nidra practice at different stages of pregnancy has various benefits, and the benefits can extend to different dimensions of the pregnancy. So when we look at the Yoga Nidra for preconception, so the journey of conception can be both very exciting and challenging for the couples. So preparing the mind, body for pregnancy is very essential for healthy and successful conception. And Yoga Nidra as a practice is actually a practice of conscious deep relaxation, and hence it can really play a very significant role in supporting the couples during the preconception phase, because it reduces stress, balances hormones, and creates a positive mindset. So Yoga Nidra can actually enhance the chances of conception and also foster a natural, nurturing environment for the future baby. And it can also have multiple effects on the mind and the body of the mothers also. And so the effects that can really help a mother to conceive is first does reduce stress and anxiety, as stress and anxiety can have adverse effect on fertility, and they also disrupt the hormonal and ovulation cycle. So Yoga Nidra can actually be very beneficial and can play a very vital role in this context because it can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as rest and digest response. And this deep relaxation state can help soothe the body and mind and lead to reduced stress level and heightened inner peace. And as a result, mother can become more receptive to conception and foster an optimal environment for successful fertilization that can take place quite sooner. And it also helps in balancing the hormones. So hormonal imbalances can interfere with women's menstrual cycle and ovulation cycle, and Yoga Nidra has shown to regulate the endocrine system, which governs the hormonal production and also distribution of hormones in the body. And by balancing the hormones, Yoga Nidra can improve the reproductive health and increase the chances of conception. Additionally, a balanced hormonal state can lead to a better overall well-being and emotional stability, and it can also provide a solid foundation for upcoming motherhood journey. And it also can help create a very positive mindset. So the preconception phase can be very emotionally challenging, and especially for the couples experiencing difficulty in conceiving, it can be very challenging. And hence negative emotions, fear, self-doubt, all of that can create mental blocks and hinder the process of conception. So Yoga Nidra does include positive affirmations and visualization techniques that can help shift that mindset towards more optimistic outlook towards conceiving. And by focusing on the positive intention and envisioning a successful pregnancy, couples can cultivate a supportive mental environment and encourage fertility and conception. And Yoga Nidra can also enhance the reproductive health. So as it promotes physical health, which includes enhancing reproductive health. So when we practice Yoga Nidra, it stimulates the blood flow to the reproductive organs, and hence that support the overall optimal functioning of the reproductive organs. And it also helps release physical tension in the pelvic area, which can positively impact the fertility. And by promoting better blood circulation and relaxation, Yoga Nidra prepares the body for conception and healthy pregnancy. And Yoga Nidra, is actually a very simple practice that one can, a mother and actually both couple can incorporate into their preconception routine. So the way they can do it is to begin with finding a very comfortable space, and they can usually lie down on their back and find a comfortable place where they can relax. And they can begin with focusing the breath and observing each inhalation and exhalation, and then gradually shift their awareness to different part of the body, starting from the toes usually, and working up the way to the crown of the head, and focusing on each part of their body and consciously releasing tension. And then they can enter into the imagination state, where they can imagine probably a warm light, golden light spreading all over their body and enhancing the sense of love in each organ and each cell of their body. And then they can add positive affirmation related to conception and parenthood, like they can visualize their body being perfectly in a perfect reproductive health, with all system functioning at their optimal state, and they can then take few moments to connect with their partner and express their gratitude for the partner's presence and their support in this journey, and then slowly bring back their awareness to the present moment. And then they can slowly wiggle their fingers, come out of the state gently. So by really practicing these kind of these are the exemplary steps that I have given you, and you can design your own Yoga Nidra using these kind of structure and steps for the couple who's trying to conceive, or you can take a special class for women who are trying to conceive and add this kind of a Yoga Nidra to the practice. So certainly by practicing Yoga Nidra for preconception, couples or the women can create a very nurturing and positive environment for conceiving, and it can prepare the parents to physically, emotionally, and mentally create a beautiful experience of parenthood. Now, let's look at Yoga Nidra for first trimester. So, first trimester of pregnancy is a delicate time, and as the embryos undergoes rapid development, and for most of the mothers, this phase can be very challenging due to various physical and emotional challenges, and it includes morning sickness, fatigue, hormonal fluctuation. So when the mother adds the Yoga Nidra practice during the first trimester, it does offer a lot of benefits, like promoting relaxation and reducing stress and providing the emotional support that they need and preparing their mind for the pregnancy journey. All of that can be added on and can be the benefits that can be reaped from a Yoga Nidra practice. And it also allows the mothers to nurture the growing embryo or the baby and create a protective and loving space for the baby's development. And some of the benefits that she can reap during the first trimester would be, first is coping with the morning sickness or the fatigue that she experiences. Since with the morning sickness, nausea and fatigue are very common experiences, and so Yoga Nidra can really help ease these symptoms and discomforts by inducing the deep state of relaxation and rest, which allows the body to reparate from the demands of the early pregnancy. And by calming down the nervous system and reducing the stress, mothers may find relief from nausea and excessive tiredness. And Yoga Nidra can also allow them to release the anxiousness that they have of being a mother. And so just to include that practice in their routine, there are very similar kind of steps that they can follow, or you can design the Yoga Nidra based on these steps. So we always begin by lying down or sitting in the position. So usually in the first trimesters, mother can still lie down on their back, and if they prefer to sit or partially stay in a reclined posture on half of their body on the pillows, that can also be chosen. Once they find that position, they need to begin by relaxing their body and mind and taking a few deep breaths and inhaling and exhaling slowly and deeply, and then begin to focus on the sensation of the body and focusing on the well-being and serenity within that's happening through relaxing each part of the body, and then embrace the feeling of restfulness and surrender into the present moment. And then practice certain suitable affirmations which can be used to cultivate a positive mindset. So we can have affirmations like my baby is developing well, my baby is developing beautifully in the womb, my baby and my body is nurtured. So nurturing the embryo and creating a very protective space and environment for the baby ideally should be the goal while designing the Yoga Nidra for the first trimester. So during the first trimester, since the baby is incredibly vulnerable and also requires safe and nurturing environment to thrive in, so the practice of Yoga Nidra can really allow the mothers to connect with their baby and grow the life within very consciously. And by consciously directing their love, care, and positive energy towards the baby, mothers can really create a very protective and loving environment for the developing baby. Now, Yoga Nidra can also be practiced for nurturing the embryo. So we can create focused and designed practice just for nurturing the baby inside. So we can begin this practice by focusing on the heart center and using it as a heart-centered meditation, because we need to release a lot of love from our heart and send it towards the baby. So we can visualize a glowing light of love and protection around the baby and send the feelings of warmth and safety and affection towards the baby, and then foster a deep connection with the new life. Then we can take the mother into imagining the baby is surrounded by a cocoon of love and positive energy. And then we can shield the baby create a shield which can allow the baby to be protected from any kind of negativity or stress and any unwanted energies that we don't want to be impacted to the baby, and just visualizing that a shield is created around the baby that is protecting the baby from all of this. And then we can focus on the sense of unity and oneness with the baby, and then we can focus on understanding that both mother and the child are interconnected and supported. So mother needs to really enhance and work on her powers to acknowledge that she has all the power in the world to emotionally, mentally, physically, and energetically connect and protect the baby from any harm. So she can gain that kind of confidence through this affirmative practice of Yoga Nidra, and then include that into her practice of nurturing the baby. And then we can add embracing any changes and uncertainties during this time. So we can add few things like, the first trimester can really bring a mix of emotions, including excitement, joy, and sometimes anxiety also about the uncertainty of pregnancy. So Yoga Nidra can really encourage the mothers to accept and embrace these changes and creates a sense of emotional stability and inner peace. And by cultivating mindfulness and non-judgmental awareness, mothers can navigate the emotional roller coaster that may accompany during the early pregnancy. And so the way we can also include the Yoga Nidra for embracing changes and uncertainty, either we can include it in the nurturing practice for the baby, or we can create a separate Yoga Nidra which is designed for embracing the changes and uncertainties that comes during the pregnancy period. So simply the script can be designed by keeping in mind that it includes vocabulary in which we are saying that we need to embrace the changes in our body and the life that is growing within our womb, and we acknowledge the beauty of this transformative journey, and we can visualize becoming a very confident and capable mother. And then we can practice affirmations which can help strengthen our body-mind connection also. So Yoga Nidra can really enhance the body-mind connection and help the mothers to become more attuned to their body's needs and signals, and hence embrace all the changes that are occurring in their journey. And the more they are aware and the more they are attuned to their body, they can embrace the changes more consciously and more easily. So the heightened awareness can aid in making conscious lifestyle choices, and that will promote healthy pregnancy. So Yoga Nidra is usually safe in most cases, but we can still take certain precautions like we can avoid lying down on our back from the beginning itself, though it's still okay to lie down on the back in the first trimester, but we can practice to lie down on the side from the beginning of the pregnancy itself, because as the pregnancy progresses, the vena cava, which is the major blood vessels in the back of the women, if it is pressed while lying down on back for a longer period, it can affect the blood flow to the baby. And also if the morning sickness is severe, so then we can practice Yoga Nidra while in a seated position or an elevated position to minimize the discomfort. And then if there are no serious concerns, then it's always okay to continue the practice. But if there are serious mental concerns or past mental or disorder history, etc., then it's always good to consult the healthcare provider before starting any new meditative kind of practices for women having past medical or psychological or any mental health issues. Then coming on to the second trimester. So the second trimester of pregnancy is also referred to the honeymoon, also referred as a honeymoon period, as the mothers do experience reduced sickness, morning sickness, and increased level of energy at this point in time. And during this phase, the baby's growth also become more apparent, and the mother starts to feel first moment of the baby. And yet second trimester can also bring its unique set of challenges like body aches and back pain and emotional adjustments. So practicing Yoga Nidra during this period can provide substantial benefits, and that includes physical support, emotional balance, and also creating that deeper connection with the unborn child. And physical and emotional support for the growing baby, when we look at that. So as the baby continues to grow during the second trimester, the mother's body undergoes a lot of changes. So the expanding belly can cause physical discomfort and affect the posture. So Yoga Nidra can offer gentle support for the body by promoting relaxation and releasing the tension in the muscles and joints. And it can help the mothers to become more aware of the body's need and find comfort despite the physical changes. And then in the second trimester, we can also design Yoga Nidra practice for physical and emotional support. So we can look at the challenges that each trimester brings, and we can either include affirmations in regards to all of the challenges in one Yoga Nidra script, or we can take one particular issue like physical tension or creating the bond with unborn baby, all of this that we are going to discuss. We can take different topics and create a separate Yoga Nidra for that. So when it comes to designing Yoga Nidra for physical and emotional support, we can begin with scanning the body and paying the attention to the areas of tension or discomfort, and then practice gentle stretches or movements and that can help elevate any physical discomfort in the back and hips and shoulder. And then we can just keep the deeper awareness of all parts of the body. And then we can add proper affirmation like visualize the baby growing healthy and strong in the womb, and imagining a protective loving energy throughout our body, rejuvenating each cell of our body, giving extra physical support and strength that we are seeking at this point in time. So all these different beautiful vocabulary that can support the emotional and physical well-being can be added in this kind of a Yoga Nidra. Now, when we look at bonding with the unborn baby, we can design a separate Yoga Nidra in regards to this. So since second trimester is an ideal time for the mothers to deepen their connection with the babies. So through Yoga Nidra, we can create that sacred space for communication and bonding with the unborn child. So the practice at this point in time can really allow the moments of quiet contemplation where the mothers can actually tune into the baby's movement and respond with love and care. So while designing the Yoga Nidra for bonding with unborn baby, we can maybe begin by asking the mother to place their one hand or both hands on the belly and gently feeling the baby's movement and the presence, and then focusing on the rhythmic breathing and imagine to send love and positive energy to the baby with each inhale and each exhale. And then we can engage them into visualization that communicates with the baby and sharing the thoughts and affirmation of love. And we can add beautiful affirmation of, how all the kind of messages that mother would like to convey to the baby. We can add certain lines, maybe I will always stand by you as a mother, or I look forward to seeing you, my whole body and mind and being, my heart awaits to see you and hug you, and I nurture you each moment. All of these kind of statements can be just visualize that what would mother like to communicate at this point in time to the baby, and just you can add these kind of affirmations to the practice. Now, we can also focus on addressing the body aches and discomfort through Yoga Nidra. So as the baby is growing, a lot of additional weight puts strain on the mother's back and joints, which leads to body's a lot of different kind of discomforts and aches. So Yoga Nidra can also provide relief by releasing tension and encourage deep relaxation. So we can really elevate that physical strain and promote a sense of ease and comfort. So to design Yoga Nidra for addressing body aches, we can incorporate gentle stretches and movement prior the practice of Yoga Nidra. And then once we are entering into the Yoga Nidra practice, to ease the discomforts, we can begin by using the words that begin to scan your body and slowly begin to release tension from each part of the body, and releasing tension from low back and the hips, and especially focusing on the pelvic area. And then we can focus on relaxing technique that are targeted to specific areas of discomfort if specifically mother has specific discomfort. So you can maybe either, if you're creating a personalized Yoga Nidra for someone, then it can be a personalized statement. If it's in general for the whole class of pregnant mothers, then it can be, you can release tension from the areas that is hurting the most, like that. All the journalized statements can be added. And then you can add affirmations like statements that support releasing tensions, all the aches and pains are leaving your body, and any unserving energies in my body is releasing from the body. All of these can be used. And then you can visualize a soothing divine light enveloping the whole body that is gently erasing the discomfort and and releasing any kind of aches and pain, and hence is creating that cocoon of promoting the relaxation. Then we can, when it comes to designing a Yoga Nidra for second trimester, we don't really have to take much precautions apart from the similar precautions we discussed the last time. For the first trimester, which is not to lay down on our back, we need to focus on laying down partially on our side, or either on our side or partially with the help of reclining chair, or we are reclined on the posters or cushions. And you can always suggest to choose as much as possible comfortable position. If the mother is choosing to lie down on side, she can always keep a bolster in between her legs. And once again, she should always keep a check on her mental health. And if there are serious concerns with the mental health, then one needs to really have a consultation with a doctor, knowing that whether meditating or practicing Yoga Nidra is safe for them or not. Now, when we come on in the third trimester, so third trimester of the pregnancy is a great time for anticipation and preparation for the childbirth, as the baby is continuing to grow at this point in time, and mother's body is experiencing increased discomfort and fatigue, and also emotional fluctuation at this point in time. So Yoga Nidra can be a very valuable practice during this time, and it can provide physical and emotional support and also prepares the mother's mind and body for the childbirth. There is very famous technique these days. It's called hypnobirthing, and hypnobirthing is nothing but self-hypnotizing technique for creating that mindset or preparing the mind and the body for the childbirth. We can have a similar effect with Yoga Nidra practice for third trimester, and we can design Yoga Nidras, or you can use pre-designed Yoga Nidras that are designed particularly for preparing the mother's mind and body for the childbirth. So because Yoga Nidra really allows the body and mind to relax and also create a sense of mindfulness. So it can have a power to empower mothers to navigate the final stages of the pregnancy with a lot of grace and inner strength. So first Yoga Nidra that we can focus on or specifically designed is preparing for childbirth. So since third trimester is a crucial time for the mothers in many aspects, especially all the fears related to childbirth are there. So maybe it's best to have a separate Yoga Nidra for this topic. So we can really, when we design a separate yoga nidra on this topic, we can offer, the focus should be on offering a safe and nurturing space to address any fears or anxieties that are surrounding the labor and the delivery in the mind of the mother. So by cultivating a positive mindset and surrendering to the process of birth, mothers can really approach childbirth with greater confidence and inner peace. So to design that, we can include steps. For example, we can begin with deep conscious breathing to calm the body and mind, and then engage in visualization exercises like imagining a smooth and positive birthing experience, and then focus on affirmations that promotes trust in body's ability to give birth naturally. Affirmations like, I am capable of giving birth and I have all the trust in my body to naturally birth the baby. All of these kind of statements that creates a sense of more confidence and trust and surrender to the body's ability to birth naturally. And then we can add to practice deep relaxation to release any tension or fear or related to childbirth. And then, as we discussed in the second trimester, we can design yoga nidra that are specific to relieving back pain or swelling in particular area, or address any third trimester concerns that are very common during this time. So since the baby is growing during the third trimester, and it does put extra pressure on the lower back and the pelvic area, which can also lead to discomfort and swelling. So we can design yoga nidra that can be used to alleviate these kind of physical discomforts and also promotes relaxation. So we can start this yoga nidra practice with slight stretches and mindful awareness of the body, and we can begin by body scans and focusing on the areas of tension and discomfort, particularly lower back and hips. And then we can focus on one by one consciously visualizing the flow of prana, the flow of blood, flow of vital energy moving through each part of the body where the tension is stored, and then releasing it consciously. And we can also use affirmations that allows us to that my body is, that allows us to release the tensions constantly. Maybe focusing on affirmations like that my body has power to self-heal, it's constantly releasing the pain, it's constantly processing all the aches, pains and discomfort with a lot of ease. So all these affirmations can be added, and then we can slightly gently fade, rescan the body and let go and come out of the practice. Now the other yoga nidra that can be designed is building confidence and reducing anxiety. So as the due date will approach, mothers might experience increased anxiety and uncertainty about childbirth and also their motherhood. So yoga nidra can serve as a valuable tool for building confidence and reducing anxiety, and promote a sense of relaxation and positive thinking also at this point in time. So we can focus on practices like yoga nidra for building confidence and reducing anxiety. So we can practice deep relaxation and visualization technique to cultivate a sense of inner calm and confidence, and we can add suitable affirmation that reinforces positive beliefs about childbirth and motherhood. And then we can use breath as an anchor to stay present and centered and let go of any worries and fears about the future. And there are certain precautions that we can take during the third trimester practice. Since yoga nidra is safe, But once again, we need to avoid lying down on the back and avoid the pressure on the vena cava nerve. And then we always need to ensure that the mother is in a comfortable position during the entire practice of Yoga Nidra. And we always need to ensure that the baby and the belly is well supported during this time. And we need to modify the practice to accommodate the needs of the mother at all point in time as required. And if there are any complications, then we need to really have medical clearances from the healthcare provider. Now the next is Yoga Nidra for high-risk pregnancy. So for the mothers who are facing high-risk pregnancy, they tend to have additional physical and emotional challenges as compared to a normal pregnancy. Yet, Yoga Nidra is a kind of practice which can really offer valuable support during this critical time. The mother may not be able to do other yogic practices, but Yoga Nidra is still one practice that she can opt for at this point in time. So we can tailor-make the practice appropriately, and hence that can make it viable to be practiced by the mothers who are facing high-risk pregnancy. Because Yoga Nidra promotes relaxation and it helps in reducing stress and also enhances the emotional well-being. So it can really be of an advantage at this point in time. And since high-risk pregnancy already have increased amount of stress and anxiety, so it can really aid with that. And Yoga Nidra can also provide a safe and gentle way to reduce stress levels, and by activating the relaxation response in turn after the stress is reduced, this can further have a positive impact on the baby and the mother. And since in the high-risk pregnancy, a lot of mother goes through a lot of emotional upheaval, so since there is a lot of uncertainty and due to the potential complication that mother might be facing, so emotionally it can be very taxing for mothers. So Yoga Nidra can also allow that introspective space where mothers can generate self-compassion and foster emotional resilience, and probably have a more positive outlook towards whatever is happening in their pregnancy journey. And then we can also create partner-assisted Yoga Nidra, which can be particularly beneficial in high-risk pregnancy, and because it can encourage supportive partnership and can help both the parents or the couple to connect and navigate with the challenges together. And what it can also do is enhance the mind-body connection for the mother, and if the father is practicing, then for him also. So Yoga Nidra basically enhances the mind-body connection, and it also allows the mothers to become more attuned to their body's need, and also respond accordingly and immediately whenever there's calling that they need to listen to. And yet, since high-risk pregnancies are very critical, one needs to always consult their doctors and healthcare providers to take up any practice, even if that is Yoga Nidra for that matter. So proper guidance and supervision is really essential for the mother throughout the pregnancy journey, especially during the high-risk pregnancy. The next is postnatal Yoga Nidra. So we can also look at postnatal Yoga Nidra and design that. And the postnatal period is a period or a time of significant transition and adjustment for the mothers. And since after the childbirth, the body also undergoes a lot of physical healing, and mother experiences range of emotion as she's taking care of the newborn and is constantly overwhelmed with new found responsibilities. So postnatal Yoga Nidra can be a very valuable practice and offer deep relaxation and recovery, and also provide emotional support that mother desperately needs at that point in time. And so mothers can really allow themselves to heal and rest within the Yoga Nidra time, also practice conscious relaxation, which will provide their body that time and specifically and that conscious effort to slow down and take some rest and put aside certain responsibilities and the demands that the everyday works is putting on her, and also release some burden, that emotional burden or physical burden that she must have been carrying from at the time of birth. Some mothers do have traumatic deliveries and they need to work constantly on releasing that birth trauma from their from their emotional and mental body. So all this work is required, and Yoga Nidra can really help with that. So then they enter into deep relaxation state and begin to release tension. They consciously heal the tissues and the muscles in the body on the physical level, and hence they also feel they have restored energy levels. And as they are very much caring for the newborn and they are constantly exhausted, which also leads to sleep deprivation. So postnatal Yoga Nidra can really offer a way for a mother to restore their energy and also replenish their vitality. And this practice can help reduce stress and tension, which can facilitate better sleep further. And as we discussed about the emotional well-being of the mother at this point in time, so Yoga Nidra for postpartum can also help her mother to navigate her emotions and also manage her hormonal fluctuation and the feelings of overwhelm and adjusting to the new role of a caregiver. All of this can be aided with the postnatal Yoga Nidra, because it can provide a safe space to release her emotion and also promote a sense of calm and relaxation by reducing stress and anxiety. Mothers can really cope with their emotional roller coaster during this time period of practicing Yoga Nidra. And it can further facilitate a beautiful bond between mom and the baby, as she's more present and more calm, and she can, even if the baby is sleeping, she can put the baby close to her while practicing the Yoga Nidra and create that nurturing, peaceful environment for the baby also, and hence foster a stronger bond between herself and the baby. So in conclusion, Yoga Nidra during pregnancy can be a very valuable tool for the mothers and can help them navigate physical and emotional challenges for each trimester or each phase of the pregnancy as well as the postpartum. So through deep conscious relaxation and mindfulness, mothers can find comfort, inner peace, deeper connection with their child, and this can be a very valuable tool if you choose to design for each phase of the pregnancy. And also, if you do not choose to design it yourself, you can always, there are resources out there on the internet, you can always access different set of Yoga Nidra practices for different phases of pregnancy. Depends on which mother you're helping, in which stage of pregnancy, or you're helping her in the postpartum period. Whether you're taking a group class or you're taking an individual session, you can always use the power of Yoga Nidra in order to help mother heal more potentially and efficiently. I hope this helped, and I hope you will reap the benefits of this practice and you will gift it to many, many mothers. With that, thank you and namaste.